Sabi rap like mad. Simba bad gun.
This shit on
Simba
me.
na big artist too. Simba bad gun. I sabi am. He bad
As
gun.
intro.
No be small artist when I deal within the same room. Yeah. Oh my God's blessings, man.
Yeah, 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 nigga. I say the world fucked up, nigga. You niggas just don't understand. What you gonna do about it?
Shout out to Simba, you heard?
Talking to me? Huh? Me? Yeah, you. Well, I plan to get rich. Okay.
You heard what that man
I
said?
plan to
That's my
succeed through the
plan too.
You
chaos.
heard?
You feel me? Hey! Pillow talking on 100,000. Moon walking over mountains, that's 400 ounces. When I was younger, I prayed for this power. I just wish they would have told me this don't come with flowers. It don't. Never lived in public.
Hey, it's your boy GB, man. Daddy's Day Out.
Yeah, we back. We back
Again. We back again. It's been a while, bro. We skipped the week.
Yeah.
We skipped the week, man.
Yeah, we take a little break. You know, some people went on vacation. Some people didn't.
Some people did, yeah. Some people did.
It is what it is. So man, what's up with you though,
Well,
bro?
let's start off. Daddy's Day Out podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy GB.
B.
Episode 6, man. Sorry for the delay. I know last week we were supposed to shoot. We just got busy, man. Got busy. Life happens.
Yeah, I went to 2 weddings
Yeah.
in
Oh, you
one
did?
day,
Yeah,
back
one.
to back.
Saturday, right?
Yeah,
That's some true true African type of
African nature,
stuff.
and they didn't stop partying, man. They partied till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, bro.
That's crazy.
I left from Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
went to Raleigh. It was 2 hour and a half, 2 hours
Mm-hmm.
drive. The wedding at the first location in Charlotte was good, and then when I drove to Raleigh, I got there around about 12. They stayed partying until like 3 or 4, and I was like, bro, I gotta go
The whole time.
the whole time,
Wow.
jumping.
You know what I meant to ask you too when you called me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, the African garments, because you know I know it's an African
Mm-hmm.
wedding. Did they have it on?
No, not really.
Oh, so they didn't keep it
have a
traditional
they
then?
didn't have a because they had already had a traditional wedding. See, Africans in Congo, where my country's from, they have a traditional wedding,
Okay.
and the traditional wedding they had already had, but I couldn't make it to that one.
Gotcha.
So they have
Gotcha.
that one, then they have the American way of wedding, and that I went to both of theirs, and it was
Why they
pretty
have
straight.
both though? That's kind of. I'm not gonna say it's weird, but you know.
Because most of them are raised here. You
Got
know,
you,
so
got you.
they gotta give you the American flavor because they like half American. They're not truly
I mean,
they full blooded from
Yeah,
their
yeah.
parents,
Yeah,
but
got
they're
you.
not raised in Africa.
Africa,
so,
yeah, so it's different. I get you.
and then you're not legally married here without having to go through the American.
But they still could have did the African tradition. You know
They
what I mean?
did
With
that.
Okay,
they do.
okay.
They do that first. They do that first, and then
Oh.
they do a traditional wedding.
Okay, like
You know-
wearing the actual gown and
Yeah, they
and
did
the
that first.
tuxedos, all that cornball.
I
crap.
wasn't able to do it. It's not combo.
No, I'm talking about.
what culture then.
Oh my god, I'm talking about the actual wearing of like the tuxedo is corny to me. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Like I think whenever I get married, you know what I mean, I want an African tradition wedding. Like I don't want to wear regular. Well, you know me. You know I'm
You
different.
extra out
yeah,
anyway.
Yeah.
So
So I want the whole, you know what I mean, Lion King experience. So.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you because I
real.
done looked up some of those African like garments and stuff like that, and then
They be
you know,
fly. They be real fly.
I started to trace back my history to the actual tribes and stuff like that.
Okay, from the Congo. And
Yeah,
just, okay.
it's by Congo
Okay.
tribe.
Nice.
So
That's dope.
That's,
I haven't done my ancestry.com yet.
I've never did ancestry.com.
Me either. I don't think I am, to be honest. I think I'd rather actually go to Africa to really like, you know, get the energy, get the feeling, and then maybe while I'm there, I got just ask questions and just kind of, you know, see what happens.
Yeah, that's a good idea, but you know, my dad's from a third world country, and
Yeah.
we got certain things my dad used to tell us you're not supposed to do and regulations and stuff like that.
Can you share? Top secret. You ain't got
I
a
mean,
security clearance.
it's like it's just certain things that you know my dad used to tell us that you know you don't shake too many people's hands. You know,
or customs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
That makes sense.
you always stay around family, and you gotta stay aware of all times because certain people got certain. It's like everywhere.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
certain people
yeah.
got certain agendas and obligations in their path of life.
That's true.
So when that happens, you want to be able to protect you and your family.
That's true. That makes
And
a
just
lot of
like,
sense.
and then my dad's country has always been at war. You know, my Congo is like at Congo. If you go back into like the 90s, they had the War of Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
where
Yeah.
Congo and the Rwanda and all that stuff went to war. So just like we went to war
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I just wanted to know, like, after you come back from war, what was your fear of violence after that?
I felt like it was two-sided for me because I was still technically active duty. You know, you get a lot of debriefing when you come back. And this is about to be a serious this is about to be a serious segment of the podcast, right? So I'm gonna be serious on this one. But because we get so many debriefings and we get to speak to so many counselors, I felt like, you know, for that first maybe 90 to 120 days, I'm still in the mindset of war, if that makes sense, right? Like I'm still high alert. It's nothing you could just shake off with the snap of a finger. Because you're doing so much extra training and debriefing and talking to so many people. And usually most of us, I know active duty wise, you're still around the same people.
Yeah,
You get some time to go home and stuff, but you know, I could, at least for me, when I went back to New Jersey, my mindset, honestly, my body maybe was in New Jersey, but my mindset was still kind of in war. And then honestly, it took a while.
Was you ever scared when you went back? Cause I know I flipped out a couple times. Like,
Are you talking about like R&R and then come back? Or
no, I'm
like,
talking about after you went to war and you come back and you're gonna do R&R, right? You go home.
Yeah.
How was that environment at that time?
Oh,
Was
knowing
it
that I
like-
got to go back to Iraq?
No, after Iraq.
Oh, after everything is said and done?
and you went back home
Oh,
for
yeah.
leave. How was that like?
I think it was
impacting
difficult.
you?
It was real difficult. Honestly, I think I was in a position where if I had to stay on high alert, I had to be very vigilant. I had to learn how to talk to people in a different tone, honestly. Because, you know, usually especially if you're on a convoy or even just day-to-day stuff, right? Like I remember like loud noises used to kind of shake me up a little bit. People being a little too aggressive towards me, I will automatically right.
Wanted to,
Yeah, I
wanted
get
to react.
exactly like physically, you know. And I think that's kind of lost in translation. I think people kind of dumb it down as if like we supposed to just come back and snap our fingers and we're back to regular, happy, going through our lives. I know I spoke to like, you know, I was a specialist, so I got to speak to like a lot of my sergeants, so NCOs that have been in the game for 10 plus years. They had a hard time transition, especially some of those that deployed 2, 3, 4 times.
Yeah.
You know, mentally, you have to really, really take the time out to figure out, you know, how to envision yourself back into the real world again, and what does that look like? So I did a lot of counseling. You know,
Okay.
I maintained being busy by playing sports. I started going to school again, and really focusing back on my work. Honestly,
Okay.
yeah.
Me, when I first got home, it was a prime example where my thing was I was kind of I'm man enough to admit it, I was scared. Like,
Yeah,
I felt like my life is always in danger,
yeah.
and that anything that someone, even if you came aggressive to me, I would think that you were trying to kill me, and it's gonna be me or you.
Yeah,
So you get into that thing of fight or flight.
yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So I had to take me some time to dumb back and say, hey, you know, everybody ain't out to kill you.
True.
And
True.
things of that nature. And then I had to refocus on education.
You got to shift that energy somewhere, right?
And then, you know, me being the one young wildcat, I started having kids. So, you know, 9 months. So, you know, but the time really what helped me cope more was alcohol.
Yeah,
It really helped me cope a lot. You know,
same here. I think that's majority.
Yeah,
And partying.
partying. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was like you escape reality.
True.
You know, when you escape reality, you don't have to worry about anything.
Well, I know for me, right, because I was active duty and I went back to Killeen. We started. Now, granted, we had some money finally in our pockets, so you know,
you stacked up.
we stacked up. I'm
you on
10,
that.
12K stacked up. You know, I've
Yeah.
never had that type of money in my life at that time, and I was 21. I turned 21 in Iraq. I went to Iraq at 20. So I turned 21. So I got back at 21.
Mhm.
And most of my, my battle buddies at the time, we same age. We 21.
Yeah.
We all got bread now. So now that I'm really, really thinking about this, I can remember I told you in Killeen, like we used to fight a lot.
Yeah.
Really wasn't for me all the time. But I mean, it was one of my own boys from Richmond, Virginia. Shout out to my boy Larry Davis, you know what I mean? He the first dude I see, like before we deployed, he got ratchet tatted across his chest. And when I say he lived every letter of that word, I'm not even joking. Shout out to my mans. And he ain't take no stuff from nobody. And because it's my man's, anytime we was into something, I mean, I was right there, 10 toes down,
Yeah.
We got the battle scars to prove it, But now that I really think about it, I'm thinking about it on a deeper level. I don't even think at that time we realized that that's why we had so much anger build up, because we still had, the fear of violence inside of us, because we had just got back from war. So we was fighting, partying, drinking obsessively, and just getting into,
Man, it seems like the level of violence that you're willing to take after getting back is just epic.
Yeah.
It's no like limit. You'll take
astronomical limits.
Some people even take it to gun battles. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well,
I remember getting shot up at Greensboro. Man, coming back, liquor house, didn't care. We got into it with somebody. She came back. I mean, no Greensboro. I give it to them. Shout out to Greensboro.
To the barrel.
they did it. She came back on the street with an SKS, boy.
She was playing no game. She was playing.
And I was like, "What you gonna do with that?" I look you dead in the face. What you gonna do with it? You gonna shoot me? Shoot me. That's how.
Yeah.
That's how you could tell that you didn't. I did not care
Exactly.
because the act of violence was no longer. I did not fear of dying.
Yeah. True. That's very true.
And then you didn't. I didn't die. I didn't die over here. Well, I could die here. Okay,
yeah.
let's go.
You get this level of confidence, right? And I don't even know if that's technically an oxymoron in this sense, but you do have a level of confidence that, you know what, I'm almost invincible.
Yeah.
If I can survive over there in Iraq, you can't tell me I can't survive here.
Yeah.
But now, knowing what I know now, I was truly living in fear anyway.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't living. If I can dial it back and go back to during that time, not only would I have done more counseling. Now, I got to shout out to a lot of my battle buddies and sergeants at that time, too, because they used to talk to us a lot, especially the older heads that had been deployed 3-4 times, right? They give me a lot of game.
Yeah.
But if I could dial it back, I probably would have truly took my time out to really probably dug deeper into, like, counseling and maybe, I don't know, something else that could have really got my mind off of some of those things. 'Cause
Yeah.
for a year, 2 years, I was young, wild, and free.
Yeah, you remember I told you it went back to a couple episodes back, I think it was. I said, hey, man, I had to go and really go to therapy and let these people know that I needed help to break down these, to help my mental a little bit better, to focus, to re-energize, refocus your energy, and express the feelings that you had deep down.
Inside. You know the irony, though? So I went through that for a couple years. Then I kind of fell back into my original self, right? Happy, self-motivated, chilling.
Yeah.
And then at some point when I moved to Charlotte, I don't know, like that first year, something snapped in me again.
Like flashbacks?
Yeah, and then that's like my mentality changed. That's why I was going out, getting into fights, you know what I'm saying? Like, once again, not taking no stuff for nobody, right? Like, I felt myself fighting bouncers, security guards, right? I felt that invincibility again. Like, who gonna tell? Like, you can't disrespect, you can't talk to me a certain way. Eventually, I caught myself at like a crossroad. Like, all right, if I keep moving like this, eventually something bad will happen to me.
Yeah, or you're going, or something,
Or
going to happen.
I might do something to
bad
somebody else, right?
I used to always have a fear. After I start training, boxing and things like that, I used to have a fear of hitting somebody and killing them.
Yeah.
You know, like I've seen videos where I think it was one guy, he was on California State Penitentiary. They were doing videos on the yard, and he was like, bro, I hit this man one time. He went down. He died. Now I'm sentenced.
Wow.
They got me for manslaughter. And I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, you hit him one time?
In
I'm
less
like,
than 5 seconds.
And my mom used to tell me, it was like, you don't know what the next man can take.
That's true.
You know, you don't know if that one punch is going to take him from this earth. And if it do, you in trouble.
That's deep.
You know, and that could cost you years of your life.
That's
Just
true.
one simple mistake can cost you simple years of your life.
That's true.
I'm not saying you can't bounce back from mistakes,
You can.
but it's hard to
Harder,
bounce
yeah,
back.
because
It's hard.
that hole is so deep, it's hard to climb up out of it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't seen soldiers come home and do some crazy stuff and end up in prison.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Hands down. You know what I mean? Especially active duty.
Yeah.
All type of people, right? They come home, they, you know, not being funny, but their wives sleep with other people, took money out their account, kids acting a fool. They get caught up in a bad situation at a club, at a party, at a bar, and you
Boom.
know, and one bad decision, you know, caused them, you know, put them in a very unfortunate situation. And I think that's because their habits. You know what I'm saying? We have to figure out how to break those bad habits.
True.
Because you know when you like, if you just do something, snap of a finger like that, it's probably because you've been preparing or you've been doing things that created these negative, uncontrollable bad habits. We have to figure out. I've learned personally, to break bad habits, you have to create more good ones, right?
True.
To outweigh the bad habits.
True.
And you have to maintain consistency in those good ones because we all got bad habits, right?
Yeah. Bad habits can be something. It takes 30 days to break a habit. You know.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
You
but,
believe that?
Somewhat.
That's
I mean,
cliche nonsense.
I don't know because I didn't broke habits and redid habits like
The same habit, right?
You know,
yeah.
like say you come home from a gym, you wanna immediately hop in the shower. I usually immediately go to work.
Okay.
You know, so that's a bad habit. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? But it took me some time to go ahead and hop directly in the shower and forget about work for a little
True.
bit. You know what I'm saying? But
How do you hold
habits are
yourself
habits.
accountable though? Like so therefore you won't have so many. Because I mean, I think you're gonna have quote unquote, because bad habits still gonna be subjective to the individual, right? Some things are just obvious, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you just doing outrageous stuff, or if you out here, I don't know, drinking and driving every day, or you know, doing illegal drugs, like, or you know, stuff that potentially could land you in jail or hurt someone or hurt yourself. Those are technically bad habits, right?
Well, I think you gotta identify that it is a bad habit.
Okay.
You know, people don't. What's bad to me might not be bad to you.
Agreed.
And what's bad to you might not be bad to me.
Agreed.
But if you acknowledge to yourself that this is a bad habit, that you need to get away from this, I think that it works better for you
I think so
in the
too.
long term. So I had a bad habit of smoking. I was a smoker. I smoked tobacco. I was a Newport smoker,
You
Black
smoking
and Mouse.
nasty Newports.
Yeah, I was. Hey man, I started smoking. I think I started smoking. I was like 14, 15 years old.
That young?
Yeah, man. I was like, yeah, we
What,
smoked
Newports?
Newports, Black and Mouse, whatever we could get our hands
that's
on.
wild.
Weed, all that.
It's because you was born in Charlotte.
I'm a country boy, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a country boy. But you
You
know,
was chewing tobacco.
no, I wouldn't. You know, I
man.
tried that dip one time, and it was like the pouch,
See.
and I put it in my mouth, and it started to burn the
That's because you know why, right?
burn the
You know why? You was hanging with the white boys. That's why. That's why. You know, white boys
but-
love that dip.
But you know what? It wasn't the white boy that put me on. It was a black guy.
He was in your unit.
Yeah, he was
basi-
actually a sergeant
I know.
that stayed. I was on the top bunk. He was on the bottom bunk, and he was like, "Man, I got a pouch." He gave me a pouch, and I'm like, "All right," you know, because I smoke cigarettes. So I was out when you out tobacco, you nicking.
You just
so,
need some, yeah.
So I put the pouch, and it started burning. And what it was is like it's open up in your gun lung. It nicks your gums
Oh, nah.
to actually soak the
That's-
tobacco down there, and that's the addiction that causes.
Also, it's getting inside your bloodstream.
Yeah,
and
bloodstream,
everything.
and that's why and then it foams all the
no, that's
liquids
OD.
in your mouth, and you start spitting. You see, that's why you see a lot of people that got tobacco in their mouth. They help a little like a soda can, and they be spitting in the can. It's because of the tobacco
That's
is
disgusting.
putting a lot of saliva in their mouth.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
On every level.
But anyway, let's go back to my bad habit of smoking. What I did was, I can't say it because my methods are unorthodox. My methods are in my mind. If I say I'm done, I'm done
Like completely.
completely. Like drinking. When I said I quit, I quit. I mean, I put that date. Like I drunk today. I say no, I'm done. tomorrow I'm done. I'm not gonna drink no more.
They call that cold turkey for those who don't know.
and it's really now I ain't gonna lie. Tobacco, the first 3 days, I
tough.
wouldn't. You won't want to talk to me because I got an attitude out of this world. Like
So it's an addiction.
yes, tobacco is the most addictive drug out there. Think about it. In rehab, they smoke. What before they start? Now they starting to say, "Hey, you can't smoke on properties." But just think about most recovering places. They smoke tobacco. They had tobacco at one point in time. They had tobacco in jails.
That's true.
Prisons.
That's true.
Tobacco,
On
tobacco
airplanes too. At one point,
yeah.
On airplanes, you can smoke.
Until they
back in the
started
day.
to really home down to say tobacco gives you cancer or help you get cancer. But these habits, but
Shit, at this point,
The
you
cold
got
turkey guy.
certain food that'll give you cancer.
Yeah,
if
certain-
you read the ingredients.
yeah, and also what also become a bad habit is drinking Red Bulls, energy drinks.
Well, I've
you
never
pick-
drunk those. I've never ever drunk a Red Bull.
It seems like when you pick up a bad habit and you drop one, you pick up another.
You pick up
one.
another one, real quick.
Yeah, I picked up
Real
when I
quick.
quit drinking, I quit smoking tobacco. I picked up full throttles. If you not noticed on my last
Well, I
couple
noticed.
episodes,
Oh,
I had 'em.
I watched.
That's a bad.
I was gonna tell
another
you.
bad
You
habit.
might want to relax, or
You
at
know,
least get the
so-
sugar free.
Yeah, yep. So I mean, but with my bad habits of cleaning and things like cleaning the house every day, I use the app.
Okay.
That also helped me to break that habit down and make it instead of me creating good habits like we was talking about.
Exactly.
So every day I do something to improve that habit.
That's why I
to
believe in
increase
the
1%.
seesaw effect, right?
Yeah.
So if I got a lot of good habits, it's usually gonna overshadow or overpower the bad habits, right? It's not saying that I'm not focused on the bad habits because they're still there,
Yeah.
but you just could slowly start, nitpicking away from it.
Yeah.
And start, really perfecting. But you're right to your point. Sometimes you'll perfect one bad habit, and boy, another one comes right there. But that's self-identification. So
True.
honestly, I feel like that's not a bad thing. That's just you holding yourself accountable. You're thinking about the things that you want to change and start, and you need to change to perfect or wherever you're trying to be led at or whatever you're trying to achieve, right? You're
Yeah.
going to start fixing those things. I think as humans, it's a never-ending battle that we face day to day to make sure that we're trying to, be the best version of whoever we're trying to become.
Yeah.
So that's identifying those negative things within ourselves and those negative bad habits that we need to,
It's
need to
the
start fixing.
mindset.
Yeah.
Mindset.
And you need to have good people, right?
Yeah.
Surrounded by you too, because it's such a subjective thing, especially when you're talking about yourself, right?
True.
Most of the time, I always say at the end of the day, and this is for everyone, the realest you're gonna be with yourself is at the end of the day at night when you're looking at mirror. I don't care what you done told somebody you did. I don't care if you fabricated a story earlier. At the end of the day, at that night, before you go to bed, you're looking at mirror, you know the truth
True.
about everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that moment, I usually take the time to reflect on my day, on my week, on that month, and like, okay, these are the things I need to shift. These are the things I need to, fix in my life. And then I start literally actively working upon it. And then when I get good friends that tell me, hey, G, you ever thought about this?
And you gotta be honest with yourself.
Yeah, well, that's
If
the only
you-
time
if
you
you-
can be honest.
If you're not honest with yourself and you lie to yourself,
Yeah.
you'll never break that habit.
No.
You'll never get better. Just like we used to do AARs in the military, after action reviews.
For those who don't know,
You know, so
Army acronyms.
yeah. So what that entail is like you give 3 good things and then you get 3 bad things. Well, we used to do bad first and then good.
And then good, yeah.
Because you always want to end with a positive outlook
Versus a
Yeah,
negative.
a negative outlook. So, but you gotta be real with yourself, and then when you are real with yourself, don't just beat yourself down, but also look at saying, "Hey, what can I do to improve this situation?"
Agreed.
And because everybody has to be honest with themselves.
Yeah, at some
You
point.
know,
At some
and
point.
you, because you know at your job or whatever, you know if you're giving 100%.
Oh, you know that for
You,
sure.
you know what
Yeah,
you're
for
doing
sure.
is right or wrong, and you know what you're
But
supposed to.
that's self accountability, right? Seriously.
I know when I was going through those transitions after the army, after coming back from war, I partied hard, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Like a rock star.
partying so hard. But now I used to always think about, now that I look back, I was like, I wonder if my 20s was better or my 30s. I really think my 20s was better because I guess I was out every day. When I say I was out every day, Monday I had a bar, Tuesday I had a bar, Wednesday I'm clubbing, Thursday's college night, Friday I'm back
You
at
had the
another
energy
club.
to do that. That's why.
Yeah, every day, back to back to back. I didn't stop. Like,
Yeah, but for you was consuming alcohol during that time.
Yeah.
So now in your 30s, because you're not consuming alcohol, that's where you and I are going to differ at.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have a way better time in my 30s because I have the resources, I have the time, I have the experiences of my 20s. I know exactly where I went wrong at, you know? And now I got the opportunity to fix those things because I'm in a different position mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, right?
Yeah, true.
What I used to think was fun, and I mentioned this on the other podcast, right? Remember when I said when I R&R and I went back home to New Jersey? Now in my 30s, if I was still in the military and I deployed and I had R&R, you think I'm going back to New Jersey? Maybe 2-3 days max. I'm going to, I don't know, Thailand, Mexico, or somewhere now because not only, and you know, back then I had a little bit of money, right? I had something, but I probably could have, but I just didn't have the experience yet. I didn't have the knowledge yet, right?
Yeah.
So my 30s, now that I have those things in my tool bag, I'm enjoying partying and clubbing and bar. I like bars way more than I like clubs now. You know, back then, what, free before 10?
Yeah.
2 $5 shots, right?
Yeah.
But shit, if I had $30, that I remember going $2 Tuesdays, and you get a lot of $2 drinks with $20.
$2 Tuesdays was my joy. When I say I was getting lit, I was getting lit. Like at Onyx, they used to have a boxing match. I don't know if anybody
I've heard of that.
know about
I've
it.
never seen it, but
Man,
I've seen videos.
I
of
used
it.
to be drunk, and I used to sit on the rope, talking junk, and taking shots of Henny.
They should have kicked you behind that.
I'm surprised I
Remember that
I
night for
used
my
to get
birthday
kicked out.
when y'all took me there? Oh,
Man, I
my
drunk you under the
God.
table.
Bruh, you did.
Bro, I'm
I was
telling you,
throwing
when
up in the bathroom. You told me, nah, give him more drinks. Give him more. I'm like, yo, this dude is
It was
wild.
like, hey, bro, hey, man, just leave him alone, bro. He don't need no more drinks. He good, bro. He over there already. I said, all right, man, give me another drink. I don't know about what this dude. I mean, when I say
man.
God's been a blessing to me, man,
Yeah.
I did not know. Many a nights, bro. Many
That's
a
true.
nights partying. I didn't know I got home. How did I get home?
That's
I
true.
don't know.
That's true.
Because I drunk that much.
I guess the biggest benefit of my 20s was I can drink a lot, party a lot, and still get up and run 3, 4, 5 miles like it was nothing.
You recover. And
My recovery time was
recovery
quick.
is quicker.
Now, boy.
You drank all night.
And I
but now,
gotta choose a night. Okay, if I go out Friday, I ain't going out Saturday. If I go out Saturday, I definitely ain't going out Friday.
Yeah.
It ain't no Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if I do go out Sunday, I might be drinking wine or something. You know what I mean? I don't smoke hookah no more because that's sassy. So, hey, all y'all fellas out there smoking hookah, sassy behavior. Stop it, please.
Why, hold on. I love hookah. What are you talking about?
If
Hold
I
on,
see
man.
you
What
with
are
the
you
hookah, I'm like, you
Hookah?
being a little sassy right now.
man, I got the hookahs from Iraq. The real hookah smoker. You
No,
know,
that's
them
true.
Iraqis.
That's true. That's
wh-
true.
You
That's
sit
true.
down there with the IAs.
Yeah.
What they call Iraqi
What they call?
Iraqi army.
Uh-huh.
They used to stay on base with us.
Yeah, you
And
right.
we had like
You
a little
right.
JSS.
And they shisha
So-
was different too.
Yeah, they
They
sit
shisha
at
was-
we call it the it was like a little lounge we had because I stayed on a little JSS, a small
Oh
little
yeah, it was
fob.
like a small, yeah.
And they
little
used to stay on the base with us, and we used to go smoke with them.
See, I started smoking hookah in Korea.
Mhm.
In Korea, me and my homeboy Terry and Will, we used to just be like, so in Korea, you could go, and this is why I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait to go back to Korea now as a regular civilian.
Mhm.
The clubs was always free. So all the LED lights, like all the like the little bars and clubs that we see now, Korea had that back in like 14, 13, you know what I'm saying, 15. Like you go in the club free of charge. You could sit there, hookah probably was like $10, you know what I'm saying, something like that. And then I remember one time my homeboy Terry like, yo, we could put liquor in the hookah. Why you tell me that? Boy, oh my gosh, bro. Give me 5 shots of goose. You feel me? You like,
Goose,
oh,
get you loose, dog.
man, Ciroc. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely a Ciroc boy back then.
Ciroc.
You know what I'm saying?
Ciroc boys. I couldn't drink white though.
For real?
White was just like, to me, was what you want to say, like Kool-Aid. It just tasted sweet, and it went down smooth.
So you wasn't drinking
I,
like remember when Ciroc had the red berry? And
man, I was drinking, but I'm saying I drink the whole bottle.
Me too.
You know, I
Me
drink
too,
the whole
yeah.
bottle,
A whole
and then
fifth.
I don't feel it until boom, it hit you all at one time, and then it's like, oh my God, what? And I wake up like, what did I do? I used to be scared when I had one of them type of nights. I used to be scared to come outside the next day.
You and me
Real
both.
talk, like
You and me both.
I was like, dang, what did I do? I hope I didn't do nothing stupid. Police
seriously.
not looking for me.
No, seriously.
But brown, only reason why I drink brown hit me immediately.
It hit you different.
It doesn't take all day. You know, and being a veteran, we drink. I don't know.
Drink big.
I don't know
Big time.
anybody that's in the
time.
army that did not really drink. You got some people, you know, that didn't drink, but most of them are people that I
Most
know
people,
veterans.
yeah. Well,
drink.
honestly, before the military, I didn't drink at all. Really, like I probably had like maybe one or two, right? Like Paul Masson. Well, kind of lying a little bit. Like we drank Paul Masson a few times, but not heavily.
You
know?
had to get the cheap joint back
Oh
then,
yeah.
like
you
the
know,
Easy
yeah,
Jeezy.
$5.
and all that.
In Jersey, you could, you know, what I'm saying, shoot, we was 15, 16. You could just go to the liquor store, you know. But I wasn't drink. I may had a cup and like, oh, I'm so lit.
Oh, okay.
Boy, I joined that army, man.
It's like
Boy.
after you basic training and get back to the barracks, everybody got a bottle.
And
good.
that's why I
good.
had my first beer. You know,
First beer.
yeah, I had never drunk a beer before. I mean, where I'm from, I don't know what I didn't know. Unless if you was an older black man, probably drunk beer. But as far as teenagers, who was drinking beer? You know what I mean?
We were.
Well, you country. That's so that makes sense.
We was on the block. You was on the block playing CeeLo.
Yeah, see, I don't even know what that is.
You
What's
don't
that?
know
Is that
CeeLo?
it's like a dominoes game or something?
No, dice game.
Oh, see, well,
Dice game.
Bro, I
CeeLo.
wasn't rolling dice. I was
Oh,
playing
man,
basketball,
I was
sports,
playing
and instruments.
rolling
and stuff.
dice, sitting on the block, you know, skipping school,
See, nah.
smoking that weed.
And the wise words of Andre 3000, ain't a hood nigga but a nigga from the hood. You know what I'm saying? That was me. I played my instruments, I played, you know, music, and I played basketball.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, like, I know that I just, for a fact that I was just drinking. Like, we used to drink heavy. I was drinking heavy then. When I got into the military, it got even worse. That's why I think that my alcoholism, that's why I had to quit, man, because I was a drinker.
Yeah, you probably realized at some point the negative effect that was taking a toll on your life. I can say in the last few years, I've definitely dialed back on drinking alcohol as much. Of course, I still drink, especially if I'm out the country. You already know the vibes.
Oh,
I'm
you
getting
out the
turned.
country, you
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
it's on
Yeah,
the
it's,
ball
it's
game.
on it's on the
Yeah,
popping.
I just want to. I did see a video on TikTok where a dude was like, "I'm in Paris." He was on a little boat. He had the little Corona, and then he tapped the screen, and then all you heard was like, "I'm not from here. I'm not from here." It was,
For real?
police was running on him and all. I didn't know it was the camera was so dark you couldn't really see what was going on, but you could tell alcohol affects people differently.
It does, especially so. I remember that one year when I was in Korea, because you know soju. Well, I introduced you to soju a few times, Korean liquor.
Yeah.
A lot of times, right? Especially when I was an NCO, so the younger soldiers, they start drinking that soju. They start fighting with the Katusas, like the people that's with us. They start fighting the police out there. I've seen the biggest brawl, and it was like on YouTube and World Star and everything.
I need to look this up.
And them soldiers got in a lot of trouble for that. You know what I'm saying? Because they was like fighting the police officers, fighting security, like just and it really because of the alcohol, right? Like, and I've learned this too, drinking with different people, especially in the military, because you meet people from everywhere. You start to realize a person when they're sober, they speak and they act totally different. It's that that saying a liquor courage is a real deal thing.
Impacts you different.
Oh, for sure. But it boosts something in that person. I've seen people, they could be the nicest, kindest person you ever met, right? Real chill, laid back. They get that liquor in them, they act like I'm like, who is Rambo now? Like, this guy is crazy.
Yeah.
It
gives you that alcohol courage. Some people, when you drink, they didn't know the impact in the back of their mind.
Yeah.
They wanted to react like this, but they didn't want to react like this for real because it might really mess up their situation. But when they get the alcohol, they're gonna react and it's them true selves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, is it technically their true self or is it?
It's just hidden.
So I kind of disagree a little bit. I feel like it's something in them, you know, that makes them want to act this way. But I think it's like faking a funk. I think it's a personification or an identity crisis issue, right? I think once they got the alcohol, this is who they truly want to be. So the alcohol gives them that extra. It's like, you know, you meet some guys, they really won't talk to girls in the club unless they're a little lit, you know? So on the day-to-day, that's not who they are. They probably real chill, laid back, mind their business, right? But the alcohol just, I guess, boosts something in them.
I know when I was on alcohol compared to when I'm not on alcohol, talking to females were a lot. I used to talk to way more females on alcohol than I did without alcohol.
So you think it's because you like the confidence when you were sober?
No, it was just the vibe. The vibe, because when you're at alcohol and you're into the vibe, you into the music, you're a little bit more looser.
True.
When you're not into alcohol and you're sitting back, you in a club, you watching everybody around you. Like I'm watching you, and my other friends. And I'm trying to keep adjust to make sure that everybody's straight. But when I'm on alcohol, I don't care what you're doing. I'm gonna do me. You know, I'm into the zone, and I'm a party. And I'm opening up sets. I was into the PUA thing at one point in time. You know,
What's that?
Pickup artist type, the books. You ever look at pickup artists?
You put me on.
Styles. It's like a book, right? Like, because at one point in time, I was kind of like self-conscious because I'm short, you know, and I didn't have the confidence of the tall man syndrome or the short kind of. I had the short man syndrome, but I felt like my game, I would get numbers, but I wasn't going to step my game up. Like I couldn't get past. I was on the block. So what I did was I started reading books, looking at videos.
Like how to be a player.
How to be, basically, you know,
You probably watched that movie 20 times.
Man, not how to be a player.
Man said this, so I'm going to make sure.
I started reading books and I started to start pinpointing what I was saying was wrong to these people, what I was doing wrong. And I used to get to the club first. And then I would open up like 10 sets. Like I would go talk to this female. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. You say yes or no. I get the number. Whatever. I go to the next. I go to the next, and then I try to bring them all together. Just like you know how you do.
Don't be sharing my sauce. You try to share my sauce.
But you know,
flag on the play.
But for real, I used to. But when I was drinking, I was more relaxed because I'm in my zone. I started drinking when I was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't stop drinking until I was like
that was your comfort
30.
Zone. Once you get a little
I get buzz. A little loose, a little buzz. Now I'm loose.
Yeah.
I'm ready to open up.
But now though, since you don't drink, how do you feel now?
Now I just gotta be in a real vibe. It had to be I had to be feeling the music.
Energy gotta be
the energy gotta be
like
there.
When we went last week to what was it, RSVP? The music was lit. Remember? Yeah. We was chilling.
Yeah, it's chilling. And but you know, things were different for me as things. And then, you know, after I quit, I was in a relationship. So I didn't really I really wasn't going out there to holler at women like that. So
you couldn't put your time
I was just trying to come out and have a good time.
See, I'm different.
With friends.
I feel like sober or not, I'm GB. Sober or not, it doesn't matter to me.
I mean, that's facts.
Because I mean, you see me on both sides, so
yeah, I'm seeing.
I'm still. The only thing I think what liquor does and like induce me is give. Luckily, it's a positive podcast because I say something else.
Yeah,
but it does. I ain't gonna lie, it boosts my confidence a little bit extra, but not to the point where I'm like I'm gonna become a whole nother person.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because even when I'm lit, I'm very conscious and aware. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I get too lit, I will recluse myself and kind of really like dial back and be like, all right,
I ain't seen you lit.
Yeah,
I ain't seen you lit before.
But you ain't. But drunk, like OD drunk. I
don't know because because I mean, most of the time I'm sober and I'll be like, okay,
exactly.
You know, I'm trying to make sure you don't get into no craziness. And I'm more dialed back and relaxed now.
I can say people that can go out and be sober while in the midst of chaos of a bunch of drunken fools for one night, y'all are a different type of breed of people, for real. I think it takes a level of commitment, a level of high energy, high discipline, you know what I'm saying, to even be able to withstand that type of environment. You know, I would be honest. I'm probably never gonna get there, but I'm cool with that. See, we talk about bad habits, right?
I mean,
I'm cool
I
with
think
that.
positive. You can always get to wherever
Yeah,
you
but
want.
I don't want to.
you
That's
know?
the thing. That's the thing. I don't want to. I'm
You
not
know,
even gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to say it takes me. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
To come out and watch other people do what you normally do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You know, it took me some time to actually, and you know, after I quit, I stopped going out for a long time. I used to go out solo all the time. Like when I was drinking,
Yeah.
I go out solo. But when I stopped going out
Them
because
solo
it
nights be
just
the best.
yeah,
The solo missions.
it just didn't feel the same no more.
For
you
real.
know?
Yeah. Well, it's because the liquor for you gave you that. Now, I'll be honest. It's a few times when I call myself, oh, I'm going to go out sober. If I'm by myself and I'm sober, boy.
You ain't gonna be so.
No, not for long. Because I've done it like twice. And I'm like, you know what? Give me 2. Let me start off 2. I've been here for an hour looking at everybody breeze by. You know, maybe I shot my shot, got shot down because maybe I'm speaking too much common sense because I ain't drunk right now. So,
That's
I
one
might
thing.
need
That's one thing. One thing is also when you sober and you trying to holler at a girl that's drunk.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
crazy.
Boy, that's like pulling teeth, man.
She talking about.
She talking all
hey,
crazy.
you know,
She looking
I'm
at
just-
you like, why you not on my level?
And then she was like, "Can I get a drink?" I'm like,
I'm
no.
not- I tried that one time. I'm not drinking. She said, why you here? And I thought to myself, she's right. I should not be here.
Why you
Matter
at a
of fact,
bar?
hold on. Give me 2 and give her whatever she's drinking. So she's
over
right.
my mind.
Exactly.
It's over my mind for real.
Exactly. For real.
I just could not go into that zone.
Mm.
But going back to the POA thing, you know, I used to open up a different set and just try to use different themes, different way to talk to people. That's all.
Mm.
You know.
Sounds like your confidence level got up though, because I don't see you in action
yeah,
now.
yeah, I can
Even
talk.
sober.
Even sober, I can. Now, shout out to BM because she used to think that I was a dog.
No.
When I went out,
far from
when-
that. Far from that.
I have turned down a lot.
I wasn't
down.
I wasn't a dog. I was a canine. Nah, I was chill.
I've turned down a lot. You know,
Oh,
some nights when I turned it down, I looked and I was like,
You have, and I'd be like, "B, you good? You sure
I'm
you
like-
want to do that?" Well, gotta go home.
"Well, I'm going home, guys. I'll see. I'll see you tomorrow." Hey, man, make sure you. But you know, it wasn't. And most of the time, the good thing about being the sober person is we always had a DB.
Yeah.
Never had to worry about catching the Uber.
Yep, I love
None of
that.
that.
I can value that part of our friendship a lot, my brother. Because anytime I go out, I know I'm good. Especially if I go out with you.
You definitely didn't have to worry about. Hey, I'm gonna drive home drunk. Nah, nah,
Good.
I got
I know you and I got another homeboy that I travel with. We was in the Army together too. I went to Vegas with him twice. Been in Cancun and Tulum together. And he's like that too. He like 6'3", light skin. He kind of like Drake and shit, right? But he's sober. But what I can appreciate about him, just like you, he's able to still work the room. You think I'm outspoken? He got me.
He's a very outspoken.
If I'm a K9, he's Clifford the Big
Pit
Red
bull,
Dog. Oh
pit
yeah,
bull,
oh yeah, that
grinder.
brother, yeah. And he can do this sober. Like that's somebody you need to study.
Yeah, I mean,
this dude is a natural born. You know,
I ain't gonna lie to all my friends that I've always been
straight sniper.
but hanging out with is people that's more outgoing than I am that I learned from.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot of a quiff of knowledge from you and watching you work the room and watching you talk to certain females. Also watching you handle business and your business at the ice cream shop. You know, Arctic Rose. Shout
Shout out to Arctic Grove Ice Cream Bubble Tea, 725 Cherry Road. If you're in the area, please come holler at your boy. You know what I'm saying? But no, I've learned that at an early age because, you know, I went to the performing arts school. And I learned that in order for, so when I was in that school, you have music theory classes a lot. And in order to get a lot of your grades, you got to play all these different scales. And you have to play this, right? Now, it's less 20, 25 people in the room. But when it's time for your time and you got to play the C major scale, A flat, you're literally sitting there. And, you know, it's like, it's rows, right? And I'm a trumpet player, so I'm in the third row in a high rise. Bro, as soon as you get ready to play, guess what happens? Everybody down there does this. They all look at you. And we can hear, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's listening. So I learned confidence very early, and I learned to kind of be outspoken because I was literally put in a position where you have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I messed up, I hit a wrong note. You know, if you got sheet music that you had to learn, I got to play this in front of everybody, whatever. Like we had different concerts. So, you know, we had a spring concert, we had a Christmas concert. Shit, I started getting better. I had solos. Imagine having a solo. It's like 100 people in it. Bro, I'm playing the trumpet. You hit one small note, and when the music, you could tell when something's out of tune.
Yeah.
You hit a note, it's flat, or it's too sharp. That shit rings off. You know, so playing the instrument gave me confidence when I started being able to speak to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time we did a talent show, and guess who was the mic man? Just take a wild guess.
You will.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
So always felt like I was a P. Diddy, right? Back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Take that.
But
Bad
I didn't
boy.
even ask to be the mic man. My principal came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Gobble, you're gonna be the mic man for the talent show." And I'm like, "You sure?" She's like, "Yeah, you the outspoken guy." Like, yeah,
Yeah, it's just confidence.
exactly. And as she said, you got a
Yeah.
lot of confidence. And it's crazy now as I got older. I think, and that's honestly, I think that's one of my great benefits. If I got to pat myself on the back, like my grandmother would tell me to do, is being able to go in a room and work it well and be not the center of attention, because there's a difference. It's just that I have so much confidence and I believe in myself so much. I'm not afraid to go up to anyone to speak about whatever. And I feel like because I have so many experiences, it's I'm gifted in a sense to where as though I can speak to this person about that. You know, it don't matter what their ethnicity are, what their religion are,
Yeah.
what they believe in. You know, where they're from in the world. I try to pull something that's more so near and dear to them, right? I pull that out and I try to relate to it. And I've learned that you have to relate to people on different levels.
Do you think that helped you out as an entrepreneur as well?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Because you know, I'm selling roll ice cream bubble tea.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of everybody, right? I get like, for example, just yesterday, I had an older lady. She was 85. First time she came in, you know, I gave her strawberry bubble tea and strawberry popping bubbles. And she sat there. We talked for about 15 minutes about life and living. She has a daughter that was 51. This is a lady that's like 85 years old almost.
Wow.
So the conversation in that 15 minutes, I was relating. We was relating to each other. You know,
That's
so
crazy.
and I truly think it derives from, you know, me going to that school. You know, honestly, when I really look at the foundation that laid that, I think that's what tremendously helped me out, honestly, as an adult, and especially now in business. And you know, when you add on these extra layers of military and traveling and being a sergeant, you know, you got to get sergeant times training. You got to give all these classes and stuff. That prepared me to now run a business and not be afraid to speak to anyone, no matter how they look, no matter, you know, how they come off, right? Like, I'm not afraid. I feel like I could sit in a room with a bunch of millionaires and still be able to relate
Oh well, that
and
ain't
be
that
just
like,
as confident.
don't you also call that networking, right?
Well,
Networking.
technically, yeah.
Because if you can get into touch with someone and be able to network through a crowd and work your way, that's how most millionaires become other millionaires.
Oh, for
and stuff
sure.
like that.
For
You got to
sure.
be able to network with
Yeah.
people.
You can't be
and open up.
afraid. You can't. You have to, like, put yourself in such a position, or at least mentally, right? Right. We talked about the mental focus. That no matter where you're at or what situation you're in, you have to have so much self-confidence that it's overwhelming. And I'm gonna be honest. I really hate in the past few years when I met certain people, they want to try to say, "Oh, you're too cocky." No. I'm confident. I'm so confident. I got enough to give to your ass. You get what I'm saying? They want to put both together, and that's not fair.
Sometimes people push off their insecurities on you and try to make it seem
Exactly.
like, oh, you too cocky. But it's not my fault that you're not able to express yourself and how
Exactly.
you feel. I
Exactly.
mean, some people don't, know how to articulate a conversation just enough to express exactly what they're feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
But they don't have no value sometimes. And it's no shade against anybody, no disrespect. But, you know, if we start, for example, we sit in a room and you and I are the only veterans, and then somebody want to chime in about what their uncle did, you're not adding value to us. Like, no disrespect, but it's nothing you can say to make me and B relate to you anymore.
I don't know.
Think about it. Exactly. They're going to be talking about that somebody else did. Somebody else experienced. That's not fair to me and you now.
True.
There's no difference. At some point, we have to see, this is where the cockiness come in. When you just think you can walk in any room and start saying shit and start saying things and making it seem like now, like we go sit in a room with 10 millionaires. I think it behoove us to sit back and listen.
Yeah.
I think so. The internet Exactly. The internet literally gave too many people a platform to make people, especially social media, to make people feel like they can say and do whatever, no matter what circumstances they're in. That's a false reality. It's a false sense of reality. You can't just be on social media. I mean, you can, right? It's your prerogative.
Yeah,
Do what you
I'm
want.
about to say, you can do whatever you want to do.
But this is the thing. Reality still is reality. They're going to have that mentality no matter where they go. So now they sitting in certain rooms or trying to get certain jobs, and they still think they living off a false reality, a false mentality. That's why they're not prospering. That's why they can't make it to the next level, because they too quote unquote cocky. They too quote unquote too full of themselves, because they allow social media to mislead them and misguide them in a wrong thinking direction. We have to live in reality, not this fantasy world that's being put out through social media.
I mean, your reality could be different from other people's
Yes,
reality.
it's subjective, but at the end of the day, a fact is a fact. You can't tell me right now, you and I gonna go sit in a room full of moguls, and you and I just gonna act like we at their level. It's not that they better than us. They're not better than us.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. Prime example. Prime example. People come my business all the time, tell me how to run a business. And you know
True.
one question I ask, do you have a business? No. So how can you tell me, do you understand? No, you don't. I got it, right? Because I'm about to, it's a rhetorical question. They don't even understand all the levels and all the steps it took to me even get to here.
Yeah. It
But
takes
you're
a lot.
telling me, oh, you ever thought about change? If you do this, you'll get more. See,
Put it in a suggestion box.
exactly. Yeah, no, I should get a suggestion box.
just
Should have
put,
did,
it,
right?
put it in the suggestion box. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, I learned that I've learned that you can learn from anybody. You can learn
Agreed.
from a baby.
Yep.
Any suggestion is, I'm open to it.
I'm
If it's
open.
something that's going to improve me, regardless, even though you may be underqualified
Yeah.
to be talking
Doesn't
to me
mean
like
you
this, you know what I'm
can't-
saying?
yeah.
But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you can't push an idea that may spark something
Yeah.
for me to
But-
progress.
Let's be real. In our
don't-
culture,
don't be
let's call it
aggressive
what it
with it,
is. In our culture, sometimes they're not pushing ideas. They will directly come out and tell you, you should be doing this.
Yeah.
How is that fair? Like, this how I feel. I feel like it diminished the individual that worked hard, that put themselves in that position, to allow anyone to come up and just start spewing nonsense and negativity. Like, I feel like the onus is back on you as a person that strive and put yourself and grind it out, whatever position you're in, to check that person. You just can't sit there and allow them just start talking to you as if like you're on the same level. You're not
Well,
on the same level.
I'm not going to check you on that. I'll just let you talk, because me, I'm gonna sit there and listen to you. Maybe
That's
you might
true.
got some good ideas.
True.
And then I'll take from whatever that conversation that I wanted from that conversation, the information, just like I'm doing research.
Yeah.
I read the whole paragraph, maybe one sentence out of that paragraph I'm gonna take. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do to this conversation. And
Well,
then if you don't like after that, you can walk on. I just don't want you to walk away from this conversation feeling like I just made you feel below me because of what you feel about
Yeah.
what you saying. Even though it's kind of disrespectful how you approach it, right?
Exactly,
But it's
yeah.
disrespectful, but I don't want to make you feel below me.
But that's why the world
You know what I'm
goes
saying?
around.
That's
Because you
just-
got people like you got people like me.
'Cause
I'm
he
going to
gon-
check your ass every single time. I am not going to allow you to sit in my face and just start talking nonsense. I will tell you, whenever you create, do you know the LLC? Do you know the escort? Whenever you create after you take all these steps I've done, then you could be qualified to come talk to me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that's just what it is. And I mean that in the most respectful, truthful, brutal, honest way
disrespectful
possible.
way.
Oh, yeah. Take it how you take it. Because if you want to take it disrespectful, then, step your cookies up or they're going to literally crumble. It is what it is.
Facts.
Right? Like, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna do it back and forth, but I will tell you about yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going because
what it is.
usually when you do go back and forth with somebody like that, that's why I just let you talk, because I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'll just take the information that you provided and I'll store it, and then I'll use it if I need to. If I don't, oh well,
Throw it
you
away.
just wasted your time. Especially because my business, I'm making money. You not. You come in here
Yeah.
wasting your own
The-
time. I'm in
the
here making money.
audacity.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
audacity to tell me what my menu needs.
Yeah, I'm in here. Well, okay. What are you getting?
Exactly.
Just go ahead and pick out what you're
Yeah,
gonna
please.
get. Pay me
Uh-huh.
my money.
Exactly.
And I hope you enjoyed the visit here. And you can come back again
Well,
and talk to me some more. Why you
I
spending
just had
money?
a conversation because I'm doing something with Winthrop University. Well, some of the Winthrop students. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just had two young girls came in. like they was very polite, very respectful. They gave me a lot of great ideas, right? And I was talking to them, so I'm gonna do a karaoke night for the Winthrop students, right?
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
Oh, it's gonna be real dope. You know what I'm saying? So, and they're gonna help me with it, which I'm greatly appreciative of that, right? Now, as we was engaging in conversation, that's when we started talking about basically what we're talking about now, right? There's a difference between when you're coming to somebody's business, especially in our culture, we have this thing where we too comfortable with one another.
Oh,
You know what I'm
complacency.
saying? Yeah, well, not just complacency in our culture, the black culture sometimes. We just feel like we can just bombard our ideas and our mentalities on somebody, and because we're both black, like as if it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's really borderline not even borderline. It's just straight up disrespectful. It's straight, and we tend to do that even with family members. We tend to do the same thing because we share the same last name, we got the same blood, all that crazy. It's still disrespect when you like get to the bare bones of it. I can't just come up to you and just start saying or doing things to you just because in my mind I feel like, well, he shouldn't be so sensitive about this. No. So now we're gonna negate how I feel. We're gonna negate all the hard work that I put in just because you feel that way.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna tell you, fam, get your stuff together, please.
Man, I on all aspects, some people need to be checked. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Some people, I mean, after a while, you know, you can only be disrespectful so long for
That's
someone to
true.
have to check
For somebody to check, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people will let it slide from at first, and then some people will check you right at the door.
Yeah.
Or some people just let you speak it out and then check you.
I'll be honest.
But
It depends
that's
on the
how it
person for
is.
me. It depends.
I mean, it depends on what you're saying and how you saying it.
Exactly.
Your mannerisms, you know.
That's a valid point, bro.
Your body language.
I'm a firm believer it's not necessarily what you say, it's how you're saying it. I don't like people speaking at me. You know what I mean? I need you to speak to me.
Yeah.
I need to, even if I was in a room full of somebody, I don't know, they had 20 franchises, a multimillionaire, I'm still gonna tell that person you need to speak to me.
Like a human.
Exactly.
Like
Don't be
man to
speaking
man.
at me. Yeah, you may be on a different level, and that's cool. Because I would never personally do that to anyone. You know what I'm saying? So if this conversation is going to happen, it's going to happen with a mutual level of respect.
Respect run everything. Even
Exactly.
I've looked at all type of documentaries. I looked at from the Animal Kingdom to Prison Yards to podcasts to all these different things, and even battle rap. You know, even though they say a lot of disrespectful stuff, but after the battle rap, they all showing respect.
Even
and it's all
nature,
about
man.
respect.
Nature,
you know?
animals respect. You know what I'm saying?
Animals, you know, I ain't seen a lion save a cub. You know, save even his prey. You know what I'm saying?
Certain animals
So,
respect certain
it's respect.
territories and stuff like that. So
And if you don't show respect, I ain't seen other animals attack other animals.
that's true.
What they usually wouldn't do. You know, animals create paths, and I'm seeing people just if you get disrespectful, you gonna get dealt with. So
That's
I
a
think
fact.
respect is key virtues,
I
and
think
being
so.
patient
I think so.
and
I
being
believe
nice
so.
to people. You know what I'm saying?
I think respect. We should end on respect.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so too. I just feel like, you know, if you show respect to everybody around you,
You should
I call
receive it.
like Kevin Gates say,
Here
you know,
go. Here you go. You
I
don't get
look.
tired?
Yeah, no. What
He
I'm
said he
saying,
started a car battery with his hands.
I don't know about that, but what the quote was, he said, penitentiary rules in effect. That means respect everything around you, 360. If you respect everybody around you, they'll show you respect. So, in peace and love, I always want to show somebody and give something positive out of it. Anytime you meet me, I meet you, whatever. We always talk about what we gonna do, and we talk about positive and staying positive, having that mind frame. And I think that's something that we can always live on.
I agree.
And that's what we're gonna end.
Shout out to B for giving the Hood Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? But it's Daddy's Day out, man. It's your boy
Yeah.
GB.
your boy B.
Episode 6. We out.
Oh, we out.
Peace.